Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are discussing about part 3 of stool parasites. We have already seen the nematodes in detail in the previous video and we are now focusing on the cestodes, which are also called the tapeworm. First is Tenia. The phylum is Platyhelminth, class is cestode, genus is Tenia. The causative agents are Taenia Saginata, Taenia Solium and Taenia asiatica. The route of infection. The infection is caused by ingestion of eggs shed in the feces of human tapeworm carrier. Cysticercosis is an infection of both humans and pig with the larval stages of parasitic cestode Taenia Solium. What is cysticercosis? Cysticercosis is the formation of cysticerci. Cysticerci are the fluid-filled cystic structure consisting of thin bladder wall and parenchymatous portion containing single invaginated scolex surrounded by convoluted spiral canal. Symptoms. The symptoms of cysticercosis vary depending upon the location and number of cysticerci. Cysticerci may develop in the skeletal and heart muscle, skin, subcutaneous tissue, lungs, liver and other tissue including oral mucosa. Cysticerci can migrate to central nervous system and cause neurocysticercosis in case of Tenia Solium. Other symptoms are mild abdominal symptoms and passage of proglutids in the stool. Occasionally it can cause appendicitis and cholangitis. Let's learn the life cycle of Tenia Solium. Eggs or gravid proglutids in the feces passed into the environment. The embryonated eggs or gravid proglutids ingested by normal intermediate host like swine or human host. The oncosphere hatches and penetrate the intestinal wall and circulate to musculature. The oncosphere develops into cysticerci. The human acquired the intestinal tapeworm infection via consumption of cysticerci in the meat of the swine. After ingestion, this cysticerci can convert into adult in the small intestine of human. And this adult sheds the eggs and gravid proglutids in the feces. Thus the cycle completed. If the eggs are directly ingested by human host, then the oncosphere hatches in the small intestine of human. Oncosphere then circulate to musculature. Cysticerci may develop in any organ, most commonly in the subcutaneous tissue, brain and eye. The eggs of Tenia are indistinguishable from each other. The eggs measures 30 to 35 micron in diameter and radially striated. The internal oncosphere contains 6 refractile hooks. The scolex of Tenia Solium contains large 4 suckers and rostellum containing 2 rows of large and small hooks. There are usually 13 hooks of each size. Scolex of Taenia Saginata has 4 large suckers but lacks the rostellum and rostellar hooks. Gravid proglutids are longer than wide. Taenia Solium and Saginata differ in the number of primary lateral uterine branches. Solium has 7 to 13 and Saginata has 12 to 30. Adults can reach length of 2 to 8 meters but scolex is only 1 to 2 mm in diameter. Cysticerci are typically 5 to 15 mm long. They may reach up to 5 cm. The next is Hymenolepis nana. Phylum is Platyhelminth, class is cestode, genus is Hymenolepis. Route of infection is contaminated food or water or from the hands contaminated with feces. Symptoms. The most cases are asymptomatic. Heavy infection with H. nana can cause weakness, headaches, anorexia, abdominal pain and diarrhea. Let's learn the life cycle of H. nana. Embryonated eggs are passed in the feces. These embryonated eggs can be ingested by rodents or human. The oncosphere hatches and cysticercoid developed in the intestinal villus. This cysticercoid can develop into adult in the ileal portion of small intestine. Eggs can be released through the genital atrium of gravid proglutids. The gravid proglutids can also disintegrate, releasing eggs that are passed in the stools. Autoinfection can occur if egg remain in the intestine. The egg can release the hexacanth embryo which penetrate the intestinal villus and continue the cycle. The eggs of H. nana are round and slightly oval. The size range is between 30 to 50 micron. It has a striated outer membrane and thin inner membrane. On inner membrane there are two poles. From each 4 to 8 polar filament spread out between two membranes. The oncosphere has a 6 hooks. The next is Diphyllobothrium latum. Phylum is Platyhelminth, class is Cestode, genus is Diphyllobothrium. Dibothrioscephalus latum, also called Diphyllobothrium latum, broad fish tapeworm, is usually assumed to be the most common agent of human diphyllobothriasis, the route of infection. All species associated with human diphyllobothrids infections have marine or aquatic life cycles. So the transmission occurs via ingestion of undercooked fish. Symptoms. Most cases are asymptomatic, but gastrointestinal symptoms may appear. Massive infection can cause intestinal obstruction. Let's learn the life cycle of Diphyllobothrium latum. Unembryonated eggs passed in the feces of definitive host. These eggs embryonate in the water. Coracidia hatch from the eggs and are ingested by first intermediate host crustaceans. Procercoid larvae develop in the body cavity of crustaceans. Infected crustaceans ingested by second intermediate host, usually small fish. Procercoid larvae released from the crustaceans develop into plerocercoid larvae. Predator fish eats the small fish and plerocercoid invades the tissue. Definitive host ingests the plerocercoid in the infected fish. Plerocercoids develop into adults in the small intestine of definitive host, and these adults shed unembryonated eggs in the feces. Thus the cycle completed. Diphyllobothrids eggs are oval or ellipsoid and ranges between 55 to 75 micron by 40 to 50 micron. The mature Diphyllobothrids are large tapeworm reaching 2 to 15 meter in length. The scolex always has a two bothria, or we can say grooves. Proglottids are broader than the long, with a single genital pore that open in the middle of the ventral surface. The fully mature specimen may be comprises of 2000 to 5000 proglottids. So this is in short about tapeworm, and we are discussing about flukes in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you in the next video.